Oh, right. This is WRSC's Good Times Fridays, but it's going to be a little bit earlier, actually 24 hours earlier, as Jim said earlier. A lot of early things going on today. And right now we're going to be interviewing Lee, and we're going to be talking about the 3rd annual Anonapalooza.
Yay!
Yay! Woo!
Well, I'm excited about that.
So what exactly is a palooza to you?
Oh, good question, Mary Kate. It's funny you'd say that because I actually looked it up in Webster's dictionary earlier today, and you know Webster doesn't even consider palooza is not even an official word. You know that?
That's
according to Webster, it's
ridiculous.
not even in there.
That's sick.
There's something wrong with this world, really. But, well, to me, I mean, gosh, I think we all knew, like, Palooza. They had it way before anybody else, right? But I don't think they can really corner the market on that anymore.
No.
You know what I mean? The gig's up. Lots of people have paloozas now.
Oh, yeah.
And really, it just should be a regular occurrence, I think. So I did do a little more research after I looked into Webster, and because Webster just said it's not found in the dictionary. It's, you know, if you go on to Google or you get onto Webster online, it's not in the dictionary. So I went on to Wiktionary, and they do define it as an exaggerated event. It's 3 words, like we talked about that earlier. An exaggerated event. I thought that was a pretty good description. I think it's missing something though. Like, it's like a celebratory thing. There's something about a celebration when you think of a palooza.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Good times in the park.
Yeah.
That's what it is to me.
And Anonapalooza this year will be held at Good Templar Park.
That is correct.
In Geneva, Illinois.
In Geneva.
Absolutely.
Right there on East Side Drive.
Have to be there. It's 528 East Side Drive.
That's correct.
All right, so tell me about Anonapalooza. What started it? What exactly is Anonapalooza?
Well, it kind of started as an open mic night, is what it really started as, a little over 3 years ago, 3.5 years ago, I guess. I was surrounded by a few other people in Alcoholics Anonymous, which I am a member. I don't know if I'm supposed to say that publicly, but I just did, so it must be okay. Yeah. Anyway, so I was part of that and loved the group. Lots of great people in AA. Lots of really cool people. And I felt like right at home. There's lots of people that can understand where I was coming from, having issues with substances, you know, having issues with using them and not wanting to, actually. Wanting to, not wanting to. Wanting to be numb, wanting to be able to live, you know. They didn't seem to, like there was something pulling me apart in there. Anyway, getting into AA, I really found some good things, mostly like support, other people that could identify with that same thing that I had too. You know, and not everybody seemed to have the same problems I have. Like my mom can have a glass of wine every single day of her life, and you never see her drunk, ever. You know, so everybody doesn't have problems with this like I do. Because when I do, I do it to excess, you know. Anyways, while in AA, to me, it really seemed like there wasn't enough social structure. You know, like things to do on Fridays, Saturdays, you know, like go see cool bands. I didn't see that put together very well. I didn't see, you know, certainly not like if you can just go to any bar and, you know, you're hanging out, you know, with kind of your bar friends. There's all kinds of stuff going on, and Lollapaloozas and all these things. A lot of people in AA, they don't like to go around where there's alcohol. It reminds them of things. Now, to me, today, anyway, I don't have a problem with that at all, going around alcohol. But some people do, and there's nowhere to go then. There's just, you know what I mean?
Can't hang out with where everyone's, you know, where everyone's going to be on a Friday night, or in this case, Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah.
Also, I would like to introduce Clint. Clint's also here, and he's helping Lee out with
He's been there since day one.
Yeah.
Clint was really,
So since day one.
He really has.
What does that mean?
Well, that means that he really beat the pavement about Anonapalooza. Like when we decided, hey, we want to start an open mic night, Clint was like on the street getting the word out that we were going to be doing this. And our first open mic night, and I don't know if you've all probably been to an open mic or two, usually there's a few people there. We were packed. It was like 200 people. We filled this room that we were in more than the room was ever full before. You know, it was really, it was a little club in West Chicago. Yeah. Yep. And so we did that a few months in a row, and it was packed every time. Just packed. And the ton of artists that wanted to come play. Like, maybe there's a need for a forum here, you know, which we got away from a little bit once the fest developed. And actually, I got approached then by Dave Mayday, fellow organizer of Anonapalooza, and he had park, and he's like, you know, the open mic thing's cool, and I kind of got this park, and I was thinking we should do something with the park. I thought, well, I definitely think we should do something with the park. So the rest is history.
So where do the proceeds go to? I know it's $5 per person. With children under 5 and adults over 65, it's free.
That is correct.
But where do the proceeds exactly go? I know it's non-for-profit organizations.
Yeah, they go to Serenity House in Addison. And Serenity House is a recovery house for those recovering from substance abuse issues, men and women. They have over 100 beds. And so they have a really nice program, taking people right off the street, you know, right on to getting back to work and getting back into leading a life. And Serenity House needs it. They need our help. They really do, because they've been funded, federally funded, state funded, and they're losing these things little by little by little by little by little. Every year it's less and less and less and less. And frankly, they're doing a really neat work over there. And it's a work that not everybody's inclined to do. Not everybody wants to help a junkie. Yeah. You know, it's not on the top of everybody's agenda. But it's funny because, you know, sometimes you might save someone's life that might really go out and do something in the world. And so we could walk past them, or we could support a thing like Serenity House. And it's not too hard to support them if all you got to do is come out to a park for a rock and roll concert.
Exactly.
And pay $5. So all the money goes there. Nobody's getting paid for this. You know, we pay out money to do this, actually. So far, that's been the game. But yeah, so this year we're expecting that Serenity House will receive a nice something from this. And I don't know what, but I'm excited to be a part of that.
Yeah, I actually looked up Serenity House earlier. It was founded in 1985, right? And they say they have over 250 individuals participating in this program.
Amazing.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
And not only that, their motto is that they believe that people who are chemically dependent are not responsible for their disease. You know, they're responsible for getting help in their own recovery.
That's right.
And that in its own is something very sort of profound. A lot of people don't look below the surface on that, and to see that and see people for who they truly are is just amazing. And it's wonderful you guys are working, you know, with Anonapalooza and trying to get more people to support this program. So I just wanted to express my appreciation on that.
Oh, that's awesome, Mary Kate. It's really fun to do. It really is. And to me, it's extremely rewarding. I've been a part of a lot of different people that are alcoholics and drug addicts, of all different walks. And, you know, it can be very disheartening sometimes. Sometimes it is. And I wouldn't encourage everybody to be involved with it. I really wouldn't. Everybody shouldn't take a heroin addict in off the street and put them on their couch. Not everybody. But I have to do this. I have to, actually. And there's something in it for me. When you see someone that you know is about to die, and then they don't, and then they get up and they live for more than maybe a few weeks, and all of a sudden they're living now, you don't know what would have happened, but man, that's rewarding. And if you do it 10 times and it only works once, well, that's okay. Once will be plenty.
You know, that really sort of hits home a little bit for me. I'm in a mentoring program, and you know, I helped the girl who had a problem with cocaine, and just to see different days they'll come in, and you know, you'll see a smile on her face one day, and you know she's not having a problem with it, and some days she's kind of in another world. So making a difference just with whatever you can. And this is a wonderful way to do it, especially with rock and roll music. Who could not go to this? I hope the weather will be great. Has the weather been great in previous years?
You know, we've been so fortunate. The weather's been really awesome. And that's all. And even this year, that's the one concern I have, because I feel like, wow, everything's going fantastic. It's too fantastic. You know, we have a headliner. We have Andrew Bell coming out this year. Kudos to Andrew. A big name in the area here. And other things. There's just a lot of cool things. Some things I'm still waiting to hear about that I'd love to say tonight, but I can't. Surprises are on the way. Anyway, seriously, there's even more. I just got word today. There's another recovery movement, and it's inside the church, and it's called Celebrate Recovery. I don't know if you've ever heard of them. but they're like another branch off of AA. And anyway, we just got word tonight that they're really going to be distributing through the whole Midwest. They have about 500 groups of Celebrate Recovery in 5 states, and we just talked to the director of the Midwest area, and they're going to be inviting all these people from all over the Midwest. So it's like ridiculous. And I can't think of anything else I'd rather do than this. So it's been very rewarding, really has.
All right, just a little reminder, the 3rd annual Anonapalooza Family Summer Fest will be held July 30th, and that's a Saturday, and also will continue on to July 31st. Well, what time during the day will it be held?
Well, on Saturday it starts at 11:30 and concludes about 6:30-ish. Andrew Bell will end us off, and I think he's ending at, he ends at
Saturday. No, you're on.
Yeah, and he's over at, is he over at 6:30? Maybe it ends at 7 o'clock Saturday. And Sunday, it's a little, well, it starts earlier. Sunday, we have at 10:30 sharp, the first church of Anonapalooza, so don't miss it now. And then followed by many bands all day long, and it will be concluded. Sunday is going to be earlier. I think we're going to be shutting down about 5:30 or 6.
You do the 5-ish, 6-ish?
Yeah. Ish.
You know,
ishy.
When
kind
do
of
you start
ishy.
work? 8-ish?
Ish.
Yeah.
I like ish too. Real
Yeah.
ishy. It's
Aren't
good.
they doing like a 5K granola run?
Yeah,
or something?
thank you. There is a 5K granola run on Sunday morning. Let's put that out there.
Yeah.
And you can check that out on Anonapalooza.com, the 5K granola run Sunday morning.
How about the chocolate war going
Yeah,
on?
there is a lot of cool things going on. We're battling right now about
Good Humor versus Dove.
yeah, it's Good Humor versus Dove. We have kind of a little well, there's some tension, really.
There is.
Now I'm curious, what is?
Well,
This
you know,
chocolate
it started
war.
with, I think Dove was kind of ruling the roost for a minute around. It seemed like most of the people I was talking to really like Dove, and I like Dove.
And then Dave had
Bar.
to come in and say Good Humor.
Yeah,
Because
right.
of the superheroes.
right. The partner in
then-
crime comes in, and totally.
Yeah,
He made a mess of the
he
thing.
did.
Yeah,
It
he
was
did.
all about Dove.
Jenny
And
was there, totally. It was great.
totally
because
was.
she was really, she's a firm supporter of Dove Bar.
I am.
Dove, listen, we need your help here, okay? If you could send us about 500, ice cream bars, it probably would really put this whole thing to rest.
It
And
would.
they'd go to the Serenity House anyway. So, anyways, it's true. He messed it up. It's okay though. Dove has a chance. Here's the thing about Dove, the Dove Bar. It's really, it's a spiritual ice cream. You know, I mean, it's a Dove. You know what I mean?
So therefore, it is
it-
spiritual. It has that
it
kind
is.
of like.
It is. Good humor can't touch that. It can't. It can't touch it.
And it
I
has
mean,
the taste.
Plus,
When you eat it, you just get all, you just close your eyes.
it's taking me
like-
somewhere right now.
Yeah,
Jen.
it's a moment.
is.
It's not really
So,
actually. You're not just eating it. You're feeling it and
It's
taking
true.
it in.
It's true.
Yeah.
So how
it
does this chocolate war relate to Anonapalooza? How is this? Is this between you guys?
You know why? Because you have to have something to fight about. I mean, I'm very competitive. So since we don't have enough people to play softball, and we're not all in one place, you know what I mean? And I like chess, but not everybody knows the rules. So, but everybody knows what their favorite ice cream is. And it's important, actually, that you have a mascot, I think. We're looking for a mascot, Dove. It's important. Like, we don't have Spuds McKenzie. We don't have Jack Daniel. We don't got Jack. We ain't got Jack. You know what I'm saying? We don't got Spuds. We don't got Bud.
We got Dove.
But listen, check this out. All you need is Dove.
Aww.
Dove is all you need.
Aww.
You know what I mean? We got jingles for them and everything. Should they consider taking this on?
Share the love, share the dove.
See where it's at?
I'm jealous.
See where it's at?
Pursue that.
No, you're on the
definitely.
side of
You should
Dove.
Go for
It's-
that.
I
it's
know,
good.
but that was
I don't know. We're gonna steal it. We're gonna poetically borrow that. Okay?
poetically.
Right, just like we did with Palooza.
Yeah, right.
Right.
All right.
It's on video.
I know. It's okay.
Just I'm aware. Yes. Of
We're
course.
gonna poetically borrow. I said, not steal.
Of course not. Of course.
Scratch this steal.
Yeah.
Poetically borrow.
Yes.
You can dedicate it to him. So previous performers in Anonapalooza, I know the Joe Kelly Blues Band has been there a few years, right? For the
Yeah,
past 2
they've
years.
been there a couple of years.
And Paul Heiser.
Yeah, Paul Heiser's been there.
And most certainly Tomorrow's Alliance. has
Tomorrow's
been
Alliance,
there.
definitely.
Are these going to be returning band members?
Oh yes, yes, and also another band that I want to give a shout out to is Stone Free. They were on our show last year. Are they going to be back again this
Stone
year?
Free's coming.
Stone
Absolutely.
Free's coming. They have a big following. We were talking. I was getting burritos with my brother and someone out in the south side of the city, and we just happened. It was someone that we just met at a show that we played, but we dropped the name Stone Free for some reason. I don't remember why. But he was like the band, and we weren't even talking about the band. So I don't know what we were talking about because Stone Free is something that doesn't always come up, that phrase. But they were like, oh, so I guess they're a pretty big, well-known band. So that's really awesome too. And then this year you said you also have Andrew Bell coming out.
Yeah, Andrew Bell's coming out.
That's gonna be
A few
fun.
other bands, Fluid Impulse.
Right.
They're a pretty big local rage. Lots of people really like them, and they're playing all around the city and all around town right now. And they're going to be there, and they've been there the last couple of years. So we're excited to have them back. Also, Nichols for Charity's coming out. Phenomenal, another phenomenal band.
And of course,
Foo, 10-Pound Test.
Few.
Is it Few?
Few.
You know, it's funny. I was just going
Looks
over
like
this with
Foo.
someone the other day. They were, okay. All right, so it's Few. Thank you.
Yeah, you're
I'm
welcome.
sorry, Few. I'm so sorry for that. Anyway, yeah, they're really stoked this year too. Seems like they're really putting it out there. So we got about 40 bands coming. So we won't name them all right this minute, but there's a bunch of stuff.
and of course, the lovely Ginny Frank.
Oh yay! Woo-hoo! Absolutely.
We had Jenny on earlier today, and please check out her album Unplugged. You know, you gotta check it out. These lyrics, you know, they speak to your soul. They truly do. All right, so how is the atmosphere in Anonapalooza usually like? Is it a party all day long, or does it certain times of the day, or like, well, when would you recommend somebody, you know, show up? Like when?
Well, what I do is get there very early Saturday morning with your tent, you know, and stay till late Sunday night. I mean, that's what I'm going to have to do. So, if you want to get the full experience, you know, actually, you could come on Friday and help set up, and you could stay till Monday and help clean up, and now you're really getting the full thing. But it's all happening Saturday and Sunday. There's stuff going on.
So then people actually sleep over there, like people.
No,
stay in the park,
I
or-
was kidding. But
Okay.
yes,
They live out in the woods because the actual park itself is so big, and there are so many different parts. You know, so many different trails through like trees that lead to like another part, which is really cool.
We hope no one's gonna be sleeping out in the woods, but you never know.
well, actually,
Just kidding.
we have plans for it.
Ooh.
We do have plans to have some camping go on at this festival. Not
Really?
this year.
But
Maybe
coming
just a
up.
little bit of the grassroots kind of. But yeah, that is the plan. That in coming years there'll be some camping going on in relation to this.
Speaking
event.
of which, Lee and Clint, if you wanna jump in too. Where do you, so this is your third year. Our band Tomorrow's Alliance. We've been there all. This is gonna be our third year there. Every single year it gets bigger and bigger. Where do you guys hope to have it next year? You're talking about camping. Even in future years, you know, like what would you guys like to add to it that isn't already there?
Well, what would you like to add to it, Clint? He's got a lot of ideas. This guy, a lot. He's endless creativity. Let's hear about it. What do you want it to be in 5 years? Next year?
Probably bigger than the Comic-Con San Diego convention.
Yeah.
You know, it's pretty big. You know, it's the biggest one in the world, and you know, I'm a big comic book guy. But I'd like to get more family type stuff for kids. You know, I'm trying to get people who can draw. You know, maybe self-portraits of people, or do cartoons, or you know, if you know anybody out there that has any extra costumes they'd like to maybe donate to us, or even just come dressed up and, you know, volunteer and walk around, even, you know, dressed up as your favorite superhero or supervillain.
You were telling me about that. Yeah. That'd be really cool. What do you think, Lee?
I think that's really important. I mean, I'm actually sad because I told you yesterday we were bringing a gorilla with us today, and
Right.
you see, there's no gorilla.
That's
You know?
depressing.
I was actually
Yeah.
sad about that. I believe it.
No,
I thought you
when
were
I was
making-
told no,
Yeah.
I actually was sad.
I thought
I
you were
mean-
making a joke about my new haircut. Actually, I thought that's
No,
what the gorilla-
Oh,
no,
Jim.
Jim.
You
I'm
don't
sorry.
look like
Looks
no,
good.
you don't
no.
look like a girl. You look like something else, a kangaroo maybe.
Yeah,
I don't
right.
know.
Yeah, that's
Politician. No.
yeah.
Politician.
Politician soon to be
There you
maybe.
go.
There's something about that. I was feeling safe. That was the gorillas come with me.
Right,
You know what I
right,
mean?
because
So
no one's gonna
Superman
mention the
was
gorilla.
there, and Batman and
Mhm.
stuff was it Anonapalooza? I think I personally would feel very safe.
Of course.
You know what I mean?
How about
Imagine.
Garfield?
That too.
Yeah.
And that would be fun. I mean, you'd be happy
Yeah.
to see Garfield. Even though Garfield, he's not real happy all the time.
Well, he's
Unless he has lasagna.
yeah. Well, he can walk
Okay.
around. We can
Okay.
have lasagna there for him.
let me ask you
Yeah.
guys something.
I like that.
Lee, how do you guys choose the bands that play? Or do you guys choose, or do they approach you?
Yeah, well, right now we're getting approached quite a bit
Mhm.
right this minute. You know, actually, we're just about full.
Okay.
You know, actually, I kind of put out the word today that, hey, we're full. But, boy, all kinds of directions. All kinds of directions.
So if
All kinds of ways does it happen. Like Jenny, Frank, or Louie, or somebody might call and say, hey, there's this other band that we really like, and we'd like you to consider bringing them out. Or other bands that just see us on the internet and send an email saying, hey, we really want to be a part of this. You know, or you're out and about doing something and you see a fantastic band and you're like, oh, won't you come play at our festival?
Right.
I think that's where it started, because when we started, there was no Anonapalooza. Nobody ever heard of it. It never happened. Nobody was excited from last year. So then it was all just, oh, won't you come play at our festival, please? It's gonna be fun, you know.
Palooza.
No, we don't have any money to pay you. Oh, you don't want to? Will you still come, please? You know.
Now, if bands wanted to reach you, even if it's full this year, if bands wanted to reach you about next year, or anybody out there that would like more information and would like to actually talk to one of like you guys directly, how could someone reach you?
Well, they would find us. You know, so much contact is happening on the Facebook for us right now.
Facebook.
Now, we do have a website that has all kinds of stuff. All the information is there. www.anonapalooza.com. And then Facebook, just facebook.com/Anonapalooza. And that's where a lot of communication's happening on there. And you get to hear about the constant updates, what will be coming in the next, what'll be there as things are developed. Plus, on the Facebook, you'll get to see what bands that are going to be there might be playing this weekend, where they're playing at in the coming week or two, what's happening. We're trying to really keep up with the calendar of events going on with the other bands that are involved with the festival prior to, up to that point.
The chocolate war.
Yeah, the chocolate war. And listen, vote for Dove, is a
Vote
vote
for
for the good of humanity.
So is that posted on your
It
Anonapalooza
is.
page?
There's a poll on there.
I'm gonna have to go
There
on
is.
tonight.
We're putting another poll on there because here's the thing about Palooza. Even though we didn't invent the word, we have a real opportunity here, because it's not in the Webster's dictionary. Why does Webster get to decide what's a word or not? So I think we could kind of bum rush him and start a poll about, should Palooza be a word?
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
It totally should.
And
be
what
a
does it
word.
mean to you? You know what I mean?
Right.
So
Yeah.
we
that'd
can
be a
really
good
get the whole feel for what people think of Palooza, because you have an idea what it is, right? When you hear of a Palooza, you know.
Party.
It was a bash. Yeah, I get
Celebration.
the word bash, like a big
Definitely.
Right.
bash, a
Yeah.
slice.
And what's Webster thinking? What's Webster thinking that it's not a word, and why does he get to decide? He's like the word god? Really? Come on. Yeah.
Whatever.
All
with
right.
With Webster, whatever.
So really quick, it's Anonapalooza, ANONAPALOOZA. So check that out on Google. You can find the website. You can also look that up on Facebook. So this year, it's going to be held at Good Templar Park, like it was last year in Geneva, Illinois.
528 East Side Drive.
And it will be Saturday, July 30th, and will continue Sunday, July 31st from noon to 7. And all proceeds will go to Serenity House in Addison.
And admission is $5, and children under 5 and grown-ups over 65 get in for free.
You think I can pass off as a 65-year-old person?
Not a.
Can I
Are
try
you
a
kidding me?
Can
What?
I try a 5-year-old?
4-year-old maybe.
No, you're dead set right in the middle of there, Mary Kate. Sorry.
Oh, that's depressing. Well, you know what? It's okay, because all proceeds will go to Serenity House, and they'll help people recovering, and that's all that matters.
That's right.
Definitely.
Here's the thing: if you don't have $5, we'll let you in. But you have to be willing to come and say, "I want in, but I don't have $5."
Right.
If you can come say that, you can come in.
All right.
Otherwise, the money goes to a good cause.
Right. Definitely. Lee, Clint, thank you guys so much for being on tonight. I would also like to thank Jenny and Mike for being here too. You guys played some awesome music. Jenny, keep on writing. Mike, keep on rocking on that bass, man. You were rocking. Clint, you were a great man. Known you for a couple of years now, dude. It's always great seeing you, man. Come on back anytime. Lee, I think this is the first time we actually officially.
Yeah, I haven't come out yet. We've missed a few times, but
this
we're
is
here
the
now,
first time
and that's
we've
what matters.
actually met, though, right? I mean, I think.
No,
or
we
have
met
we
at the festival last year.
We met once at the
Yeah.
festival. All right.
Yeah.
Well, Lee, you're also a very, very great man. You're very funny. hope we can hang out and talk about why Palooza should be in the dictionary sometime.
Yeah, well, it's gonna take a village to make this happen.
A village.
You know what I mean?
It's gonna take
Maybe a few
Palooza.
more radio shows.
Maybe. Yeah, it's true.
Definitely. Well, guys, thank you so much for being on. Those of you tuning in, you can check out the video feed for this interview at www.tomorrowsalliance.com, www.tomorrowsalliance.com. Again, I'd like to thank Lee, Clint, Jenny, and Mike for being on tonight. It's going to be a great festival. You can check it out at www.anonapalooza.com, www.anonapalooza.com. You can also check it out on Facebook, and it's going to be a great time, guys. Lee.
There's one more thing that I didn't get to tell you about. While we're talking about Palooza, because when I did look up in Wiktionary where it did define Palooza, it's important. It's an exaggerated event, but they use it in a sentence, and I kind of liked their usage because it gives us kind of an idea how this could work out. It became a palooza, even beyond Johnny's wildest desires.
Oh my God,
that's how you'd use it in a sentence. It really sums it up. Right?
Johnny's
Even beyond Johnny's wildest desires. Yeah.
Wow.
I know.
That's a wonderful example.
I know, it touched
Beautiful.
me. It did.
Beyond
I
your-
wrote it down to share with you. That's how much I was affected by
I
that.
have tears.
Lee,
I'm
Lee.
holding back.
Lee, really quick. Lee has something called a sound machine. What is that thing
Well,
called?
here's one of my. I really like that one.
Yep.
You know where that sound is from?
No, is that?
Well, it's
My
from
Dad
the
Waking Up in
cousin
the Morning?
dogs on the cartoon when
Mhm.
we were kids. They're cousin dogs, and there was a country dog and the city dog. You know, and when the country dog bring the city dog out, and when he'd see a pretty girl, his eyes would go Badooga, and it made this sound right here.
It actually sounds like he could be saying Palooza, somewhat.
Palooza, you're right, old man Jim.
Right?
Palooza.
Right, kinda.
I spelled it in
Oh.
Facebook.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. It does other cool sounds too.
Or at
Like,
least we could say it like
Yeah.
that, right?
yeah, it's true.
That's pretty, you know.
Guys,
Last-
We're not gonna go there.
There is one more thing I'd like to say. As I was talking to one of the other organizers earlier today about Palooza, and he summed up in his own idea. This was Glenn Bingham, and he's huge behind the scenes. Huge. He's done so much with the Facebook piece and he does the website and has just done all the technical stuff. He also was the communication with the Celebrate Recover that I talked about a little earlier. But he said that he thinks Palooza, it sums up real simple. It's like pal with an ooza. And I was like, you know what? That sums it up for me. I feel like that's the shirt.
Mhm.
Pal with an ooza.
Because if you're a pal, then we'll never lose you.
It's endless.
It's
so
endless.
that
Just keeps on
We
going.
can do, we need what we need to do real soon is the Palooza album.
Yes. Oh
We're
yeah.
working on that.
That would be. Oh my
We're
God.
working
That would
on
be
that.
so great.
Oh, it's coming.
Oh, good.
We're gonna do it.
Smart man. All right. All right.
So many plans for the future.
Oh my gosh.
It's only going to
Endless.
get bigger and better. It's
Endless.
only going to get better. Guys, thank you all so much for being on. You guys can check out Anonapalooza and all of the information on there at www.anonapalooza.com.